look down. Don't look right at the screen.
We can't, we've tried, it's just too damn obscene.
The singing's live. Whose bright idea was that?
Probably the guy who gave Javert that hat. Come on, you guys, it's not that bad per se.
But Russell Crowe,
Okay.
look down, don't look right at the screen.
Hush up, you guys. It's Brental Floss's scene.
Tenants of room 24601, your punishment has officially begun. You know what that means, probably something good.
Cut.
What?
Hey, Floss.
Hey!
What you doing?
Well, singing.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I've actually been channeling Russell Crowe by listening to his latest album. And I gotta tell you, he's changing the music world forever.
Yeah, from good to bad.
What?
Quick meeting, everybody.
Oh, me too.
We can't have him in the review.
Do you think I don't know that?
We have to get rid of him. It's like a musical Armageddon.
The movie or the event?
Does it matter?
Hold on. Think I got an idea. Floss, we've been talking and we realized that we would like the role much better if you played it as Dr. Mario.
We would?
Shut up. See how it ties in so much more to your With Lyrics series.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I actually have a Dr. Mario costume with me right here.
If only it were that simple. You see, we really want you to get in character, and that require you going to medical school.
Well, how long does that take?
Only a couple days.
It does?
If he does that again, you can shoot him. So go ahead, Floss. Go in there and get your medical degree.
Awesome. That's a great idea. Well, see you guys in a few days.
Oh, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they're liars.
Shall we start this review properly?
Why start now?
A little background.
In 1862, Victor Hugo published his magnum opus, the story of criminal turned saint Jean Valjean, with a title that can be roughly translated as The Miserable Ones, The Dispossessed, or even The Victims. Les Miserables was a worldwide commercial success, though initially a critical failure, with critics taking issue with the novel's many digressions, broad characters, and even, gasp, its revolutionary spirit. Sweeping book sales, in the next century and a half, Les Mis would become multiple film adaptations, a TV miniseries, a radio drama, a fighting game, and a musical, which, well, go ahead, Paul.
The story of the 1832 June Rebellion in Paris was forever transformed in collective consciousness when Claude Michael Schoenberg and company decided that this tale would make a great musical and became known as one of the single greatest musicals of the late 20th century. Then Tom Hooper decided that this should become a blockbuster movie in 2012, and it became known as the single strangest execution of the 21st century, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
And seeing how we're all Les Mis fans,
And how it mixes art house techniques.
And musical techniques.
we figured this would be the ideal combo. So let's see how some of the most celebrated music of all time is represented.
Now, prisoner 24601, your time is up and your parole's begun.
Who let the kid going through puberty out of the Glee Club?
And I'm Javert. Do not forget my name.
That's Russell Crowe playing Javert, a guard-turned-inspector who becomes obsessed with a prisoner named Jean Valjean, played by Hugh Jackman.
And what terrible crime did Valjean commit to make him so obsessed? He stole a loaf of bread.
He did what? Inexcusable! In a time of rape and murder, bread stealing will not be tolerated!
Critic, calm down.
Have you ever had French bread?
No.
Then you wouldn't understand.
My sister's child was close to death. We were starving.
You'll starve again.
And yes, it's almost pointless to talk about Russell Crowe's horrible singing, as he's already been the butt of so many jokes.
I'm Yakko. I'm Wacko.
And I'm Javert.
Shoot!
But what way does Russell Crowe's voice rub people the wrong way? Because in many respects, it's actually not as bad as you may think. Hear me out. When you get down to it,
He's in tune. He knows how to phrase his melodies, but he's using a different style. He's trained in rock and folk, a subdued, naturalistic style. Musical theater is grand and stylized, and because of that, the nature of the aesthetic makes it easy to spot a faker.
On top of that, Crow likes to use his acting method of, if I act like I don't care, maybe I can trick you to care. But in this film, all the other actors seem to have that pesky mind frame of wanting to emote and convey actual emotion.
Forgive me, sir, I would not dare.
We can't pretend all the actors sing great, especially when compared to the stage versions.
Say what you must, don't leave it there.
But the acting still really pulls through. Like here, while on his parole, Jean Valjean can't find any work because of his past, but a priest played by Colm Wilkinson shows comfort to him.
There is wine here to revive you. There is bread to make you strong.
That's Colm Wilkinson?
Yeah.
It can't be.
Why not?
I can understand him. He usually sounds like Sean Connery if his lips were being stretched by a rice picker.
The cries in the dark but nobody hears. Here where I stand at the turning of the years.
I mean, shouldn't this be more like,
There is wine here to revive you. There is bread to make you strong.
You will leave that man alone. He is a musical treasure.
I will for now, Kyle, but my collection of Colm Wilkinson funny voices will not go untouched. So Valjean gets arrested for stealing silver from the priest, but the priest makes up a lie for Valjean, allowing him to be freed. This hits pretty close for our hero. So close you can practically smell his breath.
My life he claims for God above. Can such things be?
Jesus, guy, take a few steps back. I can see the scenery you've been chewing between your teeth.
Yes, and the wide range of scenery is impressive too. In front of the altar, back to the hall, back to the altar again, back to the hall.
Well, you can't say the pacing in this movie is bad.
No, it only works if I do it.
Under the story must begin.
So, now that Valjean wants to break his parole and turn his life around, I'm sure a good chunk of the movie is going to be showing the process of his transformation from outcast fugitive to an everyday balanced citizen of France.
Actually, he's the mayor in the next scene.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, 8 years go by and he's mayor.
No. Nobody just goes from runaway fugitive to being the mayor of an entire town.
Yeah, it's usually the other way around.
You're missing the point. The transformation could have been a movie all in of itself. And instead, the movie just sneezes it at us. I mean, look at all these people suffering. Dead bodies, children starving. Why doesn't somebody just say, come on, you lazy bastards, be mayor? You like stealing bread out of other people's mouths? That's politics in a nutshell.
Well, maybe he's getting help from this sister that he mentioned earlier, who's not really in the film at all.
Or her child.
Or her child, and he or she grew up to become president, or whatever, you know, that's how you do. French people have presidents.
So Javert, having transformed into Maximus Bonaparte, distracts Valjean's attention when he tries to settle a factory dispute.
Deal with this foreman. I might have known the cat had claws. I might have guessed your little secret.
This results in the factory worker Fantine, played by Anne Hathaway, being tossed out, while Valjean is congratulated by Javert for not being recognized by him.
It seems to me we may have met.
Your face is not a face I would forget.
Way to bring in that Broadway training there, Hugh.
Forget.
So Fantine goes into the cruel, cruel world, selling her hair, her teeth, and ultimately herself so she can support her child.
Why? Hasn't she heard? She can be mayor in a jump cut. Hell, by the time this movie is over, she'll probably be the Queen of France.
Next to Valjean's niece or nephew president.
Put a sock in it.
Okay.
This leads to the big I Dreamed a Dream performance, and
It's fantastic. It's all done in one shot. It keeps the intimacy close, and Hathaway's voice and performance knocks it out of the park.
The choice of moving this scene to after she becomes a prostitute and not just after she loses her job makes the moment all the more heartbreaking as well.
it carries shades of Falconetti as Joan of Arc.
If the rest of the film were this passionate, we would not be doing this review.
In fact, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who wasn't blown away by this scene. Who the hell?
I'll get it.
How dare you do a musical review without me? The world has to hear my angelic voice.
Jeez.
Don't you want to hear what I really thought about Anne Hathaway's performance?
It's not that, it's just... we already have enough reviewers. Kyle, deal with it.
I might have known the cat had claws, I might have known the bitch could bite, I might have guessed your singing secrets.
Okay, if you're going to insult me, don't do it in song.
Fine, I'll just say it's my turn to shine and shut the door on you.
Think he'll be okay?
Oh, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get over it.
I dreamed I'd be in this review. I was barely in the Moulin Rouge one. I dreamed they'd give me stuff to do, unlike Paul Dugan's Muppet Scrooge one. I'd critique Anne Hathaway. Got people freaked for her performance. She banged the whole thing in one take, like that's some impressive feat. Broadway actors do that nightly. I dreamed of even...
I was grabbing my iPod.
I'm not trying to do a one-take
you're doing
thing
like a,
here.
you're doing
I dreamed a perfect Les Mis film, where Russell Crowe sung smooth and groovy. I dreamt the singers weren't so shrill, but then woke up and watched this movie.
Sorry, I forgot my eyes.
I dreamt I'd be in the deeds. I dreamt the things I dream life has strung me up. I dream.
Here's your hat.
Get in the corner!
Sorry, all right.
So Valjean comes across Fantine, looking radiant in her Smeagol makeup, and feels guilty because he let his foreman throw her out.
Yes, you were there and turned aside.
Yeah, how dare you left a situation you knew nothing about and then asked a guy to do the job he was required to do?
Nevertheless, Valjean does feel guilty and takes her to the hospital, where she tells him that she has a child who needs to be taken care of in case she dies. And then she dies.
Boy, wasn't that good timing.
What's not good timing is that Javert discovers Valjean after he's confessed his true identity.
Why did he do that?
Well, because another man was confused for him, so coincidentally being brought to the court on the same day, so that Valjean revealed himself in the courtroom as if Javert wasn't there, so the judge for some reason let him leave to go to the hospital where Javert called up later.
Oh, that old story. But Valjean escapes and vows to look after her daughter Cosette, who lives with Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter.
Why didn't you use their character names?
Because it's Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter. That's who they always play.
Tells a saucy tale, makes a little stir. Customers appreciate the bon vivant.
I find it extremely ironic that Cohen is doing an exaggerated French accent in a movie where everyone is French, yet everyone else in the movie has a British accent, despite the fact that Cohen is one of the few British people there.
But they shake it up with some of the more offbeat humor like, oh God, are they raping Santa?
Wouldn't that technically be Father Christmas?
I thought it'd be Père Noël.
Who cares? They're raping Santa!
Well, maybe that was their way of making it a Christmas film. I can just see the ads now. Les Miserables, a musical romp of death, starvation, and raping Santa. Fa la 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 la.
But why would they do something like that?
Because it's Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter. They're all about doing shock humor like that.
That is not the only reason.
Malcolm, Rachel, what are you doing here?
It's not just shock value that keeps them getting hired. There's so much more.
Like what?
When all the angst is too much to take, comic relief can give you a break.
But who to pick to shell out the laughs without appearing lame or half-assed?
When you need two Brits, seasoned and legit, both crazier than shit, there's one pick for it.
Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter. Want to spare with crazy hair? Well, here's a starter.
Both a little nutty and often very slutty. You want to see variety? Well, too bad, buddy.
No need for a big audition. Needn't look all over town. They can really phone it in when Mr. Button's not around.
Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter. If you make it easier, they won't try harder.
Grab a costume and throw 'em in a room. They get a tacky giggle and the plot resumes.
There's no point in trying to hate them. They'll just come back with much more ardor. They become their own cliche.
At least it gets some stable pay. So give a hearty what the hey. Today the players known as Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter. To Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter.
So Valjean comes to take Cosette away, who seems to take the whole dead mother thing pretty well. I dare even say it's just glanced over. But to be fair, if you were a girl, you'd probably be happy to suddenly have Wolverine as your father too.
So much so that it calls for a song that they scotch-taped onto the film just to get a Best Original Song nomination.
Never more alone, never more apart. You have warmed my heart like the sun. You have brought the gift of life, and love so long denied me.
Valjean! But Javert spots the fleeing Valjean and chases after him.
Not since I shook my head in a room with no lights on have I seen an action scene so well shot.
But luckily, he is helped out by a person he saved from a runaway cart earlier.
You saved my life, Monsieur Fauchelevent. We need a place of sanctuary, this child and I. We need to disappear. We'll give thanks for
Not too concerned about getting caught, are you?
Yeah, monsieur, we have to keep quiet.
You may not sing like this!
So Valjean escapes Javert, Cosette finds a new place to call home, and they live the rest of their days together. And that was Les Miserables, everybody. Man, they had a lot to cram in there, but I think they did a pretty good job.
It's not over yet, man. That was barely the first third.
The first third? They had enough story to fill a Christopher Nolan flick.
Oh no, there's much, much more. Like Javert swearing an oath to the stars, even though ironically you can barely see the stars.
Well, at the very least, this will give more time for the character to bloom. I mean, we can see the connection between a new father and daughter and see how their relationship will evolve.
Nope! Next scene, she's a teenager and it's 9 years later.
Oh, come on! I thought this was supposed to be like the musical of emotion and feelings.
It is!
Well, how? It's passing over all the essential relationships and transformations that create drama. You can do whole entire musicals based on one of the changes these characters go through, but instead they squeeze each change into one song and then dump in more characters and stories not needed. Why can't they just focus on the already heavy characters and storylines that they have?
Well, they do, while also throwing in Marius, Eponine, Gavroche, and Enjolras.
4 more characters with 4 more storylines to add to the jumble? Next you'll be telling me they're bringing back characters they already got rid of. Jesus Christ, as if we don't have enough!
But that's all from the original stage show.
Which is an adaptation of a book the size of the Bible.
Critic does bring up a good point. Doing a film adaptation is tricky enough already, but this is a medium transfer from a medium transfer. You go from a book, which audiences usually allow to be as long as it wants, to a Broadway show, which audiences usually allow to be 3 hours with an intermission, to a movie, which audiences usually allow 2.5 hours at most with no intermission.
Exactly. If they wanted this adaptation to work, they had to make bigger changes without being afraid of the purist fan base. Whenever confrontation pops up, they shouldn't be expected to just run and hide.
It's parental floss.
Run and hide!
Hey guys, you were right. It is easy to become a doctor. I got my medical certification in just 1 day.
How was that possible? Shh.
Where'd you guys go? Oh wait, I should stay in character.
Hey you guys, where are you? I've come to Place the Bear. I am here for that. Do not forget me, do not forget my name. 24601. They don't seem to be here. Maybe they're in the lobby.
Insert coming out of the closet joke here.
Hey, I got it.
But why would a vampire live in Sesame Street when Muppets don't have any blood?
Oh hey there, why are you talking so funny?
Why are you talking so funny?
I'm rehearsing for a musical review in room 24601 and I can't seem to find them. Goodbye. Hello, you guys, where did you go?
Musical review.
Okay, so we have a gritty, dark, realistic musical that has tons of characters and story to develop.
Yes, and they tackle it in the most gritty and realistic way. Marius and Cosette meet up and they instantly fall in love.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Not to mention the love triangle that generates between the two of them and Eponine.
And let me guess, the one that nobody loves is the one that has the most development.
Pretty much.
A heart full of love. It was never mine to lose. Why regret what could not be?
Yeah, sorry guys. I mean, this stuff just doesn't happen in real life. It's cheesy even on Broadway. When do two people see each other and then instantly fall in...
Hey, I heard there's a musical review. In here.
There is. It's about Les Miserables.
Oh yeah? What were you guys talking about?
How silly it is when people see each other in musicals and instantly fall in love.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. It's weird. We're so used to hearing that kind of song.
And yet, when you think about it logically, it's so obviously wrong.
In real life, it can take so much time just to find a good guy.
In real life, it can be really hard just to tell someone hi.
But in a musical, courtships don't take long.
'Cause in a musical, who cares about logic when people can break into song? Right.
In real life, there's no guy who could capture my heart with one glance.
In real life, how could one chance encounter lead straight to romance? Wouldn't that be stupid? Wouldn't that be lame?
A hasty hello.
And they're ready to go pick their first baby's name. Paul Jr.
Vlad.
What if we were in that kind of song? We'd look like a pair of fools.
So I hear you guys are in love.
Each other's eyes.
Why aren't you saying anything?
Wonderful, beautiful, wonderful poos. You'd be the dashing young hero.
And you'd be the intriguing ingenue. In a way you have to love that kind of song, 'cause that's how I feel about
Here's my snookies. Are you my snookies?
This review is carrying more subplots than the movie.
Well, at least we couldn't possibly add any more. Guys, you won't believe what I saw!
No!
No!
It was a platypus bunny. What's a platypus
Don't ask, we'll never let you drawn in!
But it had plaid-colored skin!
Yeah.
It had a tail made out of webbed feet!
Ow!
Tail made out of webbed feet?
I'm sure it's not as impressive as it sounds. Well, I suppose this is as good a spot as ever to take a break.
But we have to do it in traditional Les Mis style.
How?
With a song big enough to bring people back, but not too big as to overshadow the final song.
Oh, you mean like...
One big song, big enough that we leave them all, but not so big that we blow our wall. Let's rock the viewers to the core, but leave them longing for one more big loud song.
My foolish heart is yours to take, though I know zero things about you.
Platypus bunny!
Let's brave a short commercial break. I couldn't bear the weight without you.
Time to show off my great voice.
It had 12 nipples and breathed fire.
La 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 la, you're the lady who...
It had the voice of James Earl Jones.
Maybe I'll be in this bar when Cara can't be in this bar.
Seriously? I will end you!
My email?
This song.
Bangs.
Let's end.
For the memory.
Act one.
At vampire.com.
Platypus bunny!
Where's the critic? I don't get it. Where in God's name did they go? Got my PhD so quickly, though I got it from Russell Crowe.
We don't need any more help with this review. I got it covered with my current crew. So kick your seat back and grab a couple beers. Watch this commercial with our voices ringing in your ears, singing this. One song big, big song one big song.
One big song.
So, just to recap. Paris is in the middle of starting revolution number upteen kajillion because they don't like the way the poor are being treated.
It's a very rushed way of putting it.
If I put it in song, you'd say it was brilliant.
Eponine sings a song about the friend zone, and Marius sings like he swallowed an oboe.
To be struck to the bone in a moment of breathless delight.
Judging by his voice, Marius is going to grow up to be Charlie Brown's teacher.
And what was wrong seems right.
This all builds up to the big attack led by the peasants of the town as they set up the barricades all over.
Now, in the stage version, the barricades are giant, massive sets, truly something to behold. But in this version, they're all squeezed into tiny corners of the town, allowing, of course, to get nothing but countless more close-ups. Because the cinematography in this film is awful. I want to feel emotion for these people, not count how many zits they have.
Now hold on a minute. Now those shots were done so you could feel the intimacy and the closeness of the characters.
Yeah, besides, there's a lot of other good cinematography in this, like the crane shots, the tracking shots, the still shots.
First off, the crane shots are only done at the beginning or end of a scene. That's it. Not to mention they all look like they're from a Pixar version of Fiddler on the Roof. Second, the tracking shots are great, but the editing never allows us enough time to show them. In fact, most of the editing in this movie is so rapid that you can barely even follow what's going on.
Come on, it can't be as bad as all that.
No.
No. I enjoy the cinematography.
Now.
What? You have something to sing about.
Doesn't matter, he hasn't had a song yet.
Sorry.
Is somebody doing a musical review?
Shots. Film is told in a language with syntax and grammar. Some shots are adverbs, others are pronouns, still others conjunctions. You get the idea. Every shot has its place. Every shot has its place. If you're manning the lens, don't be so lazy and lame. Every shot will look terribly dull if a face fills the frame. Look how the camera wiggles and jolts, and it all looks the same. And so it has been, and so it is written on the gravestone of Eisenstein. The films with shots so bloody boring don't stand the test of time. Shots. Lord, tell directors how to shoot movies. Make them on par with student films at least. Tell them how to shoot movie stars.
Well, I'm just so glad that I could finally do a solo for all of you.
Should we talk about our interests or hobbies?
Why? When we're so in love.
Hey, there's a Buffy marathon going on downstairs.
Girl power and vampires.
God blocker!
So Eponine disguises herself as a boy, which is pointless seeing how there's clearly women in the barricades in this version, and sacrifices her life to save her not-boyfriend.
I'm here.
All I need to know what rain.
We'll make the flowers blow.
He, of course, shows his devotion and respect for one that loved him so much by immediately sending a love letter to his real sweetheart. Hey, three's a crowd!
But a nice interception by Valjean, who grabs the letter and decides he should go down there to protect Marius, as he might be the only hope his daughter has to living a civil life given the social and financial status of her father.
But not before secretly freeing a captured Javert, as he knows the rebels would most likely kill him.
And, strangely enough, Crow does manage to act in this scene. For a brief moment, it actually sounds like he gives a damn.
Once a thief, forever a thief. What you want, you always steal. Yes, Valjean, you want a deal. Shoot me now for all
There he is! There's the autopilot schmuck I remember.
He sucks so much.
He has Oscars.
Valjean then sings about how important it is to protect Marius, describing him like a son. A son he's only known for a few minutes.
On high, hear my prayer.
This is especially disrespectful to the original, as the song was supposed to be sung quietly and soothing. Here he belts it out.
If I die, let me die.
I'm surprised he doesn't wake up the entire army.
Oh, and I suppose Colm Wilkinson did much better?
He did! Much better!
Oh, and his awkward lip movements didn't result for hilarious sounds like this?
Bring me home.
Well, okay, maybe not every note was perfect, but I don't...
Did he swallow a fish?
It's still better than Jackman.
Oh, I don't know. Jackman never sounded like a vomiting cat in reverse.
Stop it!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Barking Wilkinsons.
It does sound like a twat. The next day, it looks like our revolutionaries have no chance.
You have no chance!
In one of the more touching scenes, the young boy Gavroche sacrifices his life to fight for what he believes in. This leads to the final battle between the soldiers and the rebels.
Oh, I do hope it's all done in close, tight shots so that nobody can figure out what's going on.
Javert looks over the destruction and gives a very tender moment, handing over his medal to the dead boy for his bravery. Now, this really begs the question. The symbol for Les Mis, both the movie and the stage production, is the child Cosette. But shouldn't it be the boy Gavroche? I mean, what does Cosette do? She looks scared and gets married. Gavroche is constantly active, sacrifices his life, and has much more of a character. Why isn't he the symbol of the movie?
Because he can't do this.
Valjean manages to escape with an unconscious Marius and come across Javert waiting. But Javert is so confused by Valjean's honor and kind heart that not only does he let him go, but he questions his own morals.
Who is this man? What sort of devil is he to have me caught in a trap and choose to let me go free?
God, hearing Crow debate ethics is like watching a rock argue with itself.
Damned if I live in the debt of a thief. Damned if I yield at the end of the chase. I am the law. There is no way to go.
Really? Really? That was the best sound effect I can come up with.
Way to kill him off with dignity.
Yeah, what other cartoon sounds do you think we could put in there to up the drama?
Hey!
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. So Marius speaks with Valjean on the Titanic and tells him that he wants Marius to marry his daughter, but he can't be around for it because reasons that are explained much, much better in the book.
His fault, Cosette, this must be faced. If he is caught, she is disgraced.
So Valjean vanishes, and Marius does end up marrying Cosette just as he finds out the location of her father and thus goes to see him on his deathbed. Or chair.
Now you are here. Again beside me.
And is it me, or does a guy who's about to die actually look better than he did at the beginning of the movie?
Come with me, with chains will never bind you.
So Valjean finally passes, the spirit of Fantine is there to greet him, and all the souls who perished are joined again next to the sculpture that even Napoleon called a giant eyesore.
Say, is it me, or has the room gotten a lot less talented? Ah!
Hey guys, I've been looking all over for you. Are we gonna start this review or what?
We would, but...
Well, it's just that we kind of,
Finished it already.
What? But I never got a chance to do my Russell Crowe voice.
I warned you I would not give in. I will sing like this. It's really cool. 24601. I will sing like this. I am Russell Crowe. Labbity-dabbity-doo.
Russell Crowe is awful!
What?
He is...
Everyone knows it, man.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but a musician trying to learn from Russell Crowe is like a public speaker trying to learn from a mime. I'm sorry.
Who are these jerks, this group of critical nerds, to denigrate Russell Crowe and make me feel like a turd? All it would take is just a minute or two, but now they won't let me sing. Russell Crowe, what would you do? Should I pick fights with random dudes? Should I go start a crappy band? Should I be really hard to work with? Or should I die by my own hand? Damned if I look like a flippity fool. Damned if I look like a floppity tool. This is not just a comedy bit. Either I sing like Russell Crowe, or that's it. I'll escape now from this world. I will live my life today. Now I'll never have my song. I'll just have to find a way.
So, final thoughts on the movie?
Well, I think it's great. It did a wonderful job to update the musical as well as adapt it in a way that moviegoers would enjoy. It has its problems here and there, but I think it's fantastic just to see it in movie form.
Well, I thought it was terrible. It's clumsy, it's awkward, it's full of moment upon moment that doesn't work, and it commits the biggest crime any adaptation could. It made me question whether or not the material it's adapting was that damn great to begin with.
You? Well, as someone who enjoyed the musical but acknowledges that it had problems, I think the film is kinda similar. Some moments hit it right out of the park, and others don't even make it up to bat. So, on the whole, I'm glad I saw it, but I don't think it's great.
Wait, so it's like, dislike, and indifferent.
Well, hell, that's pretty much what the rest of the critics of the world thought. There was no real majority consensus. It's one of those movies that is so hard to get a fix on that pretty much everybody had a different reaction to it.
Well, what the hell kind of a conclusion is that?
We need some kind of opinion to force on viewers.
Yeah.
Listen. Do you hear the critics sing? Sing about how they don't agree. It is a metaphor for life when mouths are big and speech is free. When the pundits all concur, you need to pinch yourself because you must be dreaming. If that happens, it never does. Will you draw your own conclusion or give up and follow me?
It's all subjective.
Just don't be pretentious, that's the key.
There's even some people who didn't like Toy Story 3. Do you hear the critics sing? Whether they praise or they bemoan. You know opinions are like assholes, everybody has his own. When you see a work of art, go with your gut and don't despair. Either you like it or you don't, and nobody cares. Ow! Ow! Home sweet home.
Hello, Critic. We're waterbenders.
Oh, look, I'm not really into any New Age religion. Pretty much they're all telling me I'm still going to hell.
No, we're not here for that. I'm Soka, and this is my sister, Katera.
Well, obviously! And what's your guys' story?
Well, I'm the motherly emotional center.
And I'm funny.
Uh-huh. Well, look, can you two freaks waterbend the hell out of here? Oh!
Not until you save the franchise.
Franchise? What franchise?
There's a great evil that has damaged our world, and only you can restore balance.
What are you talking about?
I'm Yakko. I'm Wacko.
And I'm Javert.
Oh my god, won't this video ever end? How many endings are there? Well, the only reason we'd be doing this is if we had something very important to tell you, and we do. The charity drive is going to be this Saturday. On August 24th, starting at 12 p.m. Central Time and going to 3 a.m. Central Time, going from Saturday to Sunday, we will be doing a charity drive for One Step at a Time camp. This is a camp for children who have cancer. A place where kids can go to be kids again. To build good relationships, good friends, and just have a wonderful time. And we want to support a cause that good as much as we can. Any contribution you make will be tax deductible, and all proceeds, minus the extra international shipping charges, will go directly to the charity. Guys, these are good people doing good things, and we hope you can find it in your heart to show how much we appreciate them. Show your support for a wonderful cause. We hope to see you guys there.